Just riding along, and next thing I know, there's bystanders standing over me, waking me up off the sidewalk in a pool of blood.
Where them kicks at? Where them hands? Where them holes? Where them throws? You know what I'm saying? Cecil.
This is why I train in martial arts.
Got out of a car and hit you with the bat.
Some young guy got out of the car with a baseball bat or something.
Waddlington says his attack happened on Madison near Angeles. He was riding his bike to do an errand near his Midtown home. He doesn't remember much.
Just riding along, and next thing I know, there's bystanders standing over me, waking me up off the sidewalk in a pool of blood.
This is the result. Serious injuries to his entire face, including a broken nose, cheekbone, and tooth. He says he never saw the person who did it.
So it's keeping me from looking for work right now. I've had to turn down at least one job because I'm not supposed to bend over.
Closer to the University of Memphis, Jones says he was walking home here from a friend's house, eating Thanksgiving leftovers. That's when his attack happened.
So this one is mainly for current students. As you can see, this guy was riding along, minding his own business, doing nothing, and someone attacked him. What he got attacked with, it sounds like, and especially if you go check out the original video, somebody hit him with a baseball bat. So this is where the blade of, what I call the blade of grass technique comes in. There's one thing I tell people in one-step sparring, is that it can happen so that you just never see it coming. So we start off facing each other and learning how to see how to block attacks that we see coming. But this is why sometimes I may have you turn your back. If you haven't had to turn your back with me doing this stuff, it's because you aren't advanced enough yet. So you have to turn your back and then handle in one step. Or we do the thing that I call slipping or blade of grass. Go ahead and just do it how we do with the fist. You got to come close so they can see it. So just put your fist on my head. So you got to make it so that's going to go through. Come on. You got to make it so that like you would actually punch at somebody. Yeah. That level of, just go slow. That type of thing. Have you practiced that? Now let's do it with the eyes closed. Random parts of the head or whatever. I don't care. There we go. Do something from a different part of the head. Doesn't matter where. See that? He's not going super fast because I'm sure he'd clock me. Okay, I'm sure he'd clock me. Keep going. I'm sure he'd clock me. That time I got away from him. Was you coming from behind?
Yeah.
So that way, my eyes are not. I feel something coming from the side of my head, but I'm not sure. Don't tell me. Just go slow so we can demonstrate this. I'm really giving away a trade secret of mine, so you can do that. He overextended a little bit. Don't worry about that. But this is what I'm talking about. You're going to have to be that flexible. You're going to have to be that flexible. So you see how I lean all the way back, down, there. So practice getting your neck really, really flexible, your torso really, really flexible. Try to stretch to the point where you can put your head on your knees. Try to do those yoga bridges, which I can barely do. Now, keep in mind, I'm doing this, talking to you, I'm doing this without bending my knees. So if you bend your knees, you're going to get even more place. So come at me, and I'm going to bend my knees a little bit. See, bending your knees gives you much more traction. You see, I ain't have to bend as much. But sometimes you can be caught. So you practice from like the worst thing possible. I guess you could call it slipping. I think they call it slipping in boxing. Right. I call it blade of grass. Same thing. It is from Western boxing because there have been times when, growing up, you're walking, all you feel is pain, and you got to move away from the pain. So anybody watching this on the internet, if you want to incorporate this, that's fine. Don't go at your students that fast. Don't let them go at each other that fast. Don't do that because, especially starting off, they're going to get hurt. Like if you came at me full speed, I would still be hurt some, but I probably could slip a lot of it. enough to survive. But if you're going to try to go, we need to do an alive drill to make it so that we're not compliant, to make it realistic, you're not going to be, somebody's not going to be alive if you want to come at hitting somebody in the head with alive speed. If anything, you work up to that. And if you want to try to use the argument of, oh, boxers this and boxers that, and boxers have on gloves and headgear. Okay? So this is like it's best with skin on skin. And here's another thing. Come stand in front of here. All right? Try not to hit your head when you duck. Close your eyes. This is another thing you can do. He got out the way as soon as he heard my foot move. So go back there. He moved. That's good. He's doing it right. But there's something else I'm going to do. Close your eyes. He probably felt it. Now, what he did was he got out the way as soon as he felt the wind from my hand coming up behind his head. So, like, when people are really unresponsive, you can have your eyes open because I'm not going to really be hitting at you. You're going to have to do this because some people, I'm blowing the wind on their head. Some people don't have a reflex to move away from this. They will stand. I told them to stand still. They will stand still. Won't they?
Yeah.
Especially if you're talking about children. And it's children who need this the most. Okay? So you may have somebody who completely just freezes. Okay? And it'll usually be young children. They may not have a reflex to move away from something coming like that. I mean, you would think you would get this from just a mosquito. And you move away. But some people don't have that reflex. Okay, so try out this blade of grass thing. It prevents stuff like the clip I quoted at the beginning of the video. It's from a Colin Flaherty video. Forgive me, but you know, I'm not going to go into the politics of that. I'm going to go into the politics of surviving something. And having said all that, just to make it super clear, Internet, no, I don't think it's people's fault if they get hit unaware. Okay? Even if they know how to do this technique, you still be caught off guard. But this does help, and I've actually done it for real myself. So thanks for watching this video. Like, comment, and subscribe. Please share this with people like to talk about the martial arts. And peace. And don't practice this full speed. No.